Howdy YouTube, welcome to RV Daydream. You know Kingbull from the bikes that we've reviewed, but you don't know him for this. Let's talk about it.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
Kingbull reached out and seen that we were back into an RV, and I was talking about power solutions, of course, with the generator that we have on the back. But what about during our travel time? Can I run with the generator as we drive down the road? Sure. And is the RV being powered by our truck by some means? Yeah, a little bit. The thing is, I don't have any plugs inside the RV that are inverter powered plugs. So all of the outlets that are in here, you know, regular household outlets, none of them have power whenever we're driving down the road. Again, unless I have the generator running, which I'm not going to do that. So the idea that I have internet, and when we had our fifth wheel, I had an inverter plug, and we always kept our internet plugged in, which was really nice because no matter where we went, we had a backup internet source in case our cellular signal wasn't that great. For our phone, we had you know, this device, and in this case, this one's even better yet because there's 4 different carriers. So I'm always going to be able to find some kind of signal, most likely. But this is a power station, and I'm a big fan of power stations as they're great for their intended purposes, as far as giving you power in a remote location. Well, we're in an RV. I mean, come on, I got big lithium battery on the tongue. I could add an inverter and run cables and stuff, you know, to where I can power some of my outlets, but I would much rather have something that's portable that would allow me to do other things, such as, again, power our internet maybe when we're in the truck and we're driving. The truck that we have currently, probably the truck that we're going to end up buying, I don't think they're going to have the inverter like our old truck did. So Kingbull come out with this one. It's their introduction into the power station realm or circle, and it looks pretty good. So I was happy to receive it. This one here they call the NextCore 640. There'll be a link in the description. If I have a discount code, that'll also be down in the description. Check it out. Even if I don't have the code or it's expired, they always have sales going on. I find this to be kind of in the wheelhouse of just about the right size. The thing that you could do with this, if you really wanted to, is you could recharge your e-bike battery while you're traveling, or I should say when you're traveling and you stop for the night and you don't have a place to plug in. You could potentially get some energy out of it with this. So let me go ahead and open this thing up so we can take a look at it. Some of the specs on this, I've got to look at the sheet because this is brand new. This will power from 0 to 80% in about an hour, just plugging into a household outlet. Of course, you can charge it with, you know, solar, like all of them. Solar is going to offer different levels of charging capability depending on your system. As far as from 0 to 100% capacity, they're talking about 1.5 hours, again, plugged into an outlet. This weighs about 16 pounds, so like a bowling ball. It's like carrying around a bowling ball. Because of the way that the lithium-ion batteries operate, this can handle basically 10 years of charging and discharging, depending on how much you use it. And just in case there's some sort of issue, they have a 5-year warranty. I love that part. I'll tell you the other thing that this has, which is really cool, and the main reason that I'm like, yes, definitely. It has a UPS capability. Not that UPS will ship it and receive it. It has nothing to do with a brown van. It's uninterrupted power supply. So within just a few milliseconds, I think it's like maybe 10 or less milliseconds, this will allow something to lose power and switch over to being powered by this. So in my case, again, let's go with this internet. And I know that you guys are thinking, well, why do you need internet so bad? Well, you're seeing it now. I put videos out there, and I need to have an internet connection to do so. Not only that, but whenever we're away from the RV, I have a couple different things that are powered by the internet. One of them is my thermostat. The thermostat is connected to the internet so that wherever we may travel and wherever the RV may be, as long as I have my phone, I can connect and monitor the inside temperature of the RV, and I can change the thermostat to accommodate either, warming it up or cooling it down. I can't do that without the internet. The other thing that I can't do without the internet is check the security of the RV. There's a couple of devices that I have. One of them is an old Android phone that I use for inside security to see if there's anything going on, see if I have any kind of a noise that's happening. Maybe I'm concerned about smoke inside the RV, a smoke detector going off. And I have an inside device that monitors the RV while we're away. And I may do that at any time, tell you the truth. And again, we need internet for that. The other thing that I have that requires internet is our outdoor security. Again, while we're away, and this is all connected. And it's very important that that power stays where it does. And that's consistent. So this having an uninterrupted power supply will allow me to keep that internet going. And then my devices, I can connect through normal USB devices, even potentially off of this, because again, there's multiple ports. So let's get this open and see what it looks like. So here's the device up close. This is the first time I'm looking at it. This is 640 watt hour capable. It is a 600 watt device. That doesn't mean you're going to be powering toasters, microwaves, air conditioners, compressor refrigerators, maybe compressor refrigerator if it's a efficient one. But you are going to be able to do your devices. Like I said, I want to do the internet. I want to do the camera. I want to charge my phone. I want to run that other device. I want to be able to have some electricity inside if power is out and we're traveling down the road basically, or we're away from the RV. That generator won't turn on by itself. That would be kind of cool if I did that, but it won't turn on by itself when power goes out. So this would be a nice device to have, not only when we're traveling down the road, but as well when we're stopped and if power goes out. The thing is whenever you're, and it's kind of a bad thing, but it's a good thing still. This will recharge an electric bike, like I said, to give you extra capacity as you're traveling. Again, it's only 16 pounds, so you can bring it along with you on your rack. But there is a disadvantage to how much power this is going to be able to give out to recharge that battery, and that is you have to use the power brick that your bike came with originally. Because there's some battery management stuff in that power brick that's specific to your bike. You can't count on this for that if you were to connect it directly to your bike's battery and charge it that way. So you're basically plugging in your power brick, and you're taking battery power, converting it over to AC power, and then AC power is being converted over to battery charge power. There's some inefficiency to all that would make it to where this wouldn't fully shine if you had a way to DC charge your battery on your e-bike, but it still will do it. So that's kind of nice. I mean, again, this is for emergencies. The fact that it has this UPS, that's my favorite part, is really awesome, because that means, again, I can plug in my computer, I can plug in my internet, I can plug in those other devices, and they will stay powered through this device as it is powered, as the device is powered by the wall outlet. So basically, you're going to unplug everything that you're wanting to keep powered in the case of an emergency, and you're going to plug it into this device. Then this device is going to get plugged into the wall. Now, as long as you have power, this device stays topped off and all your devices stay running. But if the power goes out, automatically within, like I said, less than 10 milliseconds or a 10 millisecond, just instantly, it will switch over to the battery power inside to keep those devices going. Okay, so I went ahead and turned on the device. The display is relatively bright. I can read that it says the battery's at 22%. And the input right now is about 180 watts, 196 watts, 211 watts. It's just climbing. There is no output listed here. If I turn this button, if I push this button, that's going to turn on the AC power. That means all these plugs are now ready to go. So I got a couple devices here. One is, believe it or not, an Amazon Alexa. I've got that out here in the RV. And, oh, that's nice. They turn the outlet sideways. And both of my devices are rebooting. You see the Alexa's rebooting and my internet's rebooting. There is a fan that's running. I don't know if you can hear it. Let me get close. It's not terribly loud. And the form function overall is very basic. You have outlets on the front. You can have a USB-C. It's 1,000 watt max combined with also a regular 24 watt, so it says USB. And then the bottom is a 15 watt max. That one has a regular USB, 4 or USB regular square. And then you also have a USB-C for that also. So depending on what you're trying to do, I like the idea that the one has 1,000 watt max. Wonder what that does to a phone. Now, I'm not lost to the fact that I'm sitting in a RV that has Fire Stick capable TVs, microwave, recliners, lights, great insulation, 2 air conditioners, a generator system on the back, and I'm talking about a portable power supply. But again, I got this mainly for the function of it being the backup battery supply, which a lot of people overlook how valuable that can be. But this is geared more for the traveling type. You have a pop-up camper, you have a tent, you need power. I'll tell you where it really comes into play. Our old RV that we had a couple RVs back, 3 or 4 to be exact, we had a Terry camper and we stopped for the night at a Walmart, and it was down in Kentucky and it was so hot. And all we wanted was a little fan. If we just had a fan to circulate air and blow air on us, we would have been happy with that. So we went into Walmart that we were staying out in the parking lot, and we bought like a $10 fan that ran on batteries. Wasn't that great. Did an okay job, but is basically we should have bought 2. And even then, that wouldn't have been enough for us. If we would have had this, we could have ran a fan, like a box fan. And this would have done that. That's the kind of power that this would give you while you were on the road if you don't want to do a generator. And if your RV doesn't have the capability to power, devices inside just through the household outlets. But I think the target is really for the people that are like us that want something as backup battery power just in case. Yep. It's saying that I've got 1.3 hours of charge left. 580 watt hours is going in. My output is showing 0 watts. Oh, I know why it says 0 watts. See, I'm learning something just like you guys. It's because it's running off of the outlet that's going in. The fan kicked off. It must have been cool enough. So I'm going to unplug it. Let me just unplug it. Let's see what happens. Guess what? It's now showing output. I'm showing 5 watts, 9.5 hours of runtime at 5 watts. It tells you how much time you have. That's awesome. So I can run this stuff for 9 hours that I'm currently hooked up to. And if you guys don't believe me, I mean, that flashing light is really hooked up, as is the old cube there, or the ball. So I love it. The power went out and it didn't even record. Man, that's going to be quicker than milliseconds, because that didn't even allow that to reboot. So let's go ahead and plug this back in, see what happens if it automatically starts fixing itself. I hear switches inside clicking. The fan is still running, but it's much more quiet. Listen. It's just a quiet hum. And now it's climbing up the charge all over again. So this device is going to do exactly what I want. Again, there's a lot of choices out there. Kingbull has been well known for their bikes. They've got good customer service. I've been happy with all their products. Everything's been top notch. So the fact that they're getting into this marketplace, I see a bright future because this is like right in the wheelhouse of what is perfect. So the links are going to be down below for this. Click the link. Again, if I have a discount, that'll be included. And as always, guys, we appreciate it and we hope to see you out there. Bye.